This is the FedEx cargo area over here. So that's actually where a number of sightings have taken place. And our directions are taking us right in there. You can see by the sign it says Rest Haven Cemetery Access. Well, here we are. I don't know if you heard that, but that was a plane flying very low overhead. We are in the middle of O'Hare International Airport, right next to Rest Haven Cemetery. We're gonna go try to check it out. It looks like there's a gate that's closed and maybe locked. So we're gonna have to, yeah, I know, yikes. We're gonna have to go take a look at that and see if we can get in. Now, this area is one of the most active sighting areas in the O'Hare area, you know, in that vicinity. And so we really were hoping to get in here and be able to look around and try a few things and see if we could, you know, see anything unusual or experience anything unusual. And I guess that really all depends on whether or not this gate is going to be locked. So let's go check it out. I think that's just to keep the gate closed. Well, that's loud as hell, though, isn't it? So here we are in Rest Haven Cemetery in the heart of O'Hare's International Airport. Now, as I had mentioned before, and you're probably aware, this area has become known for winged humanoid sightings and actually a pretty wide breadth of other phenomena. People have reported everything from UFOs to winged humanoids to you know, grays and all manner of high strangeness surrounding this area. As you can hear, I'm not kidding. We really are in the heart of one of the biggest airports in the entire country. Actually, one of the biggest in the entire world. So it is extremely loud here. What's really interesting about this area, though, is how isolated this little cemetery is from the rest of the airport. I mean, looking around, you can see that there's thick foliage that borders the entirety of it, meaning once you're inside of here, really nobody outside can see what you're doing. So it's interesting in how isolated it is. Now, I brought with me today these dowsing rods. And so if you're not familiar, these are rods that are reputedly able to locate or detect certain items, energies, things like that. And so these are made out of copper, and the reason being is that copper is very conductive. And so the theory is then that they will react to any sort of fluctuations in, say, electromagnetism in whatever area that you're in. Now, I don't necessarily know that that's how they work, but they do have a very popular track record for being successful in detecting everything from water, like underground water, to mineral deposits, to finding deceased persons, actually. Now, something else that they've become popular for is paranormal investigation. And so, like I had mentioned before, sort of the theory is that the conductive copper that they're made out of will interact with any unusual energies or anything that one comes in contact with. So regardless of whether or not that is the actual truth behind whether or not dowsing rods work, again, they are very popular for a reason. And so I thought, if I was going to bring them anywhere, why not bring them here to Rest Haven Cemetery? And what they're supposed to do, by the way, I suppose I didn't mention this, is they're supposed to cross when they detect some kind of energy. And so there are a couple of places specifically here that I'm interested in. I thought we could walk around. So they've crossed here next to this bench. Interesting. Is there something with us at the bench here? Anything wants to make its presence known? Okay, so they're spreading apart. Traditionally, when they spread apart, that's supposed to be a yes. Crossing is a no when it comes to asking and receiving answers. So there does appear to be something with us here at the cemetery. Now, Manuel had an interesting encounter when he was here last with Aubrey. And so I'll certainly have to ask him about that. Now, I know he was on a park bench, so I wonder if it was this one. That is why I wanted to swing by specifically. I am also interested in what might be here with us. Now, there has been some speculation at this point that what we're dealing with these winged humanoids isn't some sort of physical creature, some undiscovered biological species, so much as some sort of paranormal entity, like an ultra-terrestrial or something that sort of operates in dimensions that we frankly can't perceive or understand a lot of the time. So that being the case, I would say dowsing rods are as good a method as any for contacting them and as reliable a method as any for communication. So if there is one here with us, well, I want you to know that you're welcome, and I hope that we are welcome. And any form of communication or message that you would like to send to us or deliver to us is also very welcome, and we are receptive to it. say, it appears as though that other bench might be our spot. So I propose we go over there and turn the camera off and maybe just sit quietly, maybe do a little silent meditation and see if anything reaches out to us. Probably would be more receptive without the camera. Wow, all right, so that was an interesting trip. You know, we spent some time in the cemetery there. There are some very interesting gravestones, so if that's your thing, I think that you will enjoy checking those out.
I took some pictures.
Oh, definitely. You know, we got some video and everything else. They seemed old-ish, but not, you know, not as old as I would have thought. I mean, I wasn't seeing a lot of stuff from the 19th century. There's some early 20th, and then some surprisingly modern stuff. So,
yeah,
you know, it's. I think it might still be in active.
I think it is.
In active cemetery,
like, I
absolutely.
think one of the more recent deaths in there was 2019.
Right. So, yeah, interesting stuff. It seemed like we were definitely in contact with something while in there. I brought my dowsing rods, and they did indicate that there was some presence near one of the benches there. So We didn't get much contact beyond that, but, you know, part of me can't help but think that maybe that was the point. You know, we make the pilgrimage down here and get just confirmation that there's something around, which is what we were looking for. And it's something to build on, certainly. So we'll keep building bridges of communication going forward. What did you think? Anything to add?
I just thought it was weird. We kind of sat there and meditated on the bench that the dowsing rods crossed over by. And I still actually have a little bit of it, but it's starting to go away. But I suddenly got some like upper back pain that felt very like warm, and just like, you know, if I was sitting in bad posture at work for 8 hours, or like, you know, stress or something, that it just suddenly came on. And I thought that was weird, considering, you know, I don't usually get it from like being in the car for an hour and a half for an hour. It just isn't, you know, it's something that I've known very specific to me to happen with certain things, and it's just weird that it came on really fast as we sat down.
Yeah, fair enough. You know, I did get some weird chills while we were sitting there as well. You know, very, very unnatural, I guess, is the best way to put it. So I definitely think something was there. Again, like, communication was very limited. I didn't feel like any message or anything was being delivered, but just the confirmation of the presence might have been the whole point. So yeah, interesting stuff, and lots to think about. And I think you know, definitely gives us some indication on what to do and where to go from here. So all right, I guess nothing's left but to head back.
Yeah.